So one of the people that has had a huge influence on my life, it isn't anyone I've met, and it isn't anyone that's actually been my first person teacher, but Ruth Bader Ginsburg has had a huge influence on my life. And there is one single quality that she possesses that I admire most, which is resilience. Here she is, this petite Jewish woman like me, born from parents that originated from Ukraine and Russia. She grew up in an era in the 30s and 40s where most women didn't even go to college, didn't have careers. And she went anyway. She went to Columbia to get her bachelor's degree, Harvard to get her law degree. She was one of 9 women among 500 men in her class at Harvard. She had to switch to move to Columbia to get her law degree because the dean at Harvard refused to allow her to finish her 3rd year at Harvard. She was the first person, not just the first woman, the first person to be on both Columbia and the Harvard Law Review. She married Marty Ginsburg, and they were married for over 56 years. She fought for human rights on behalf of women and marginalized people. She pushed up against the establishment and never backed down. And she gave credit to those who had come before her. For example, in the landmark case of Frontiero versus Richardson, where she stood up for gender equality, in fact, in this case, on behalf of men who were husbands of military women, and they're not being given military allowances. And she gave credit to a woman that had come way before her, decades earlier, Polly Murray, who was a Black non-binary attorney who made the same arguments decades earlier, and she gave her credit for that. She was on the Supreme Court for 27 years, one of only 2 women to hold a seat at the time, the second woman to join the Supreme Court at 60 years old. And on top of all of that, Ruth Bader Ginsburg fought for her life and won 5 times against cancer. Colon cancer in her 60s, pancreatic cancer in her 70s. Twice that bout of pancreatic cancer came back later. She had lung cancer in her mid-80s and very rarely ever missed a day of work, kept up her exercise every day while fighting cancer, pushing back in the Supreme Court against adversity, resistance for over 2 decades. And when she died at 87, she died on the eve of Rosh Hashanah, which is the Jewish New Year, which we believe is when righteous people leave us. I admire her for her determination to right the wrongs of the world, to speak up for the injustices she witnessed, and fight for those who are less fortunate, all the while fighting off cancer and letting it not get in the way, not letting it get in the way of her life. That, to me, is extraordinary resilience. And every day, I look right over here at her picture. I have a painting of her on my wall in my office. And I read a quote of hers that's hanging on my wall next to the painting, and it goes like this. So often in life, things that you regard as an impediment turn out to be great good fortune. She has transformed every one of her impediments into shining beacons of light, hope, and opportunity. And I try to do the same every day.